What's going on, fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money on the Trainer Podcast. It's your boy B Mark, and in today's episode, I'm joined by my rockstar client, the one, the only DC Clark. What's up, G?
How's it going?
Good, bro. Sorry for being 30 minutes late.
It's okay. I was wondering if you forgot about me or I know you're traveling, so I get it. I
Yeah, so
understand.
Doug was texting me on Facebook, and he's like, "Bro," he's like, "I'm in the waiting room," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I forgot that I booked a podcast with Doug today. So here we are. Here we are. We're off to a good start. So that's
Yeah. You
so
can make it up to me by letting me drive the Lambo again in a couple weeks when I'm down.
all right, we could do that. We could do that. Okay. So, for the podcast audience that doesn't know who you are, Doug, why don't we give a little bit of a backstory in terms of like what you were doing? So, first of all, who are you? Where do you live? How old are you? And what were you doing before you started with Pizza Dom?
Yeah, so I joined PT Dom. It'll be 3 years in January. Before I was working for an engineering company, pretty good job, pretty good money. I liked it. And then I also have a baseball training academy. And I got my personal training certificate to help my athletes because I work with baseball players. So I wanted to help athletes. So I got my personal training certificate.
Yep.
And then I didn't know what to do with it. And then I found you guys. And then I had just like got my certificate. And I know I've told the story before on the podcast, but right after I got it, my mom passed away. And she passed away like just over a week after my son was born. So that completely like it completely broke me, and it like shifted my life in a way that was like I basically took the trauma that it caused and I turned it into a good thing.
Mm,
And I wanted to change lives. So I switched my focus from training to wanting to train athletes, which was my original intention, to wanting to train busy moms like her. Because I watched my mom, I watched her struggle with her weight for my entire life.
mm,
I watched her try everything. I lost her. I watched her, fail. I watched her struggle. I watched her get frustrated, and just her health just over time caught up to her. And then she passed away at 57, which is just so young. And
yeah.
so at that time is when I found you. And then I joined the program. And when I joined the program, I was like, okay, well, I want to kind of do both. And then during one of your, I think it was the first virtual event. It was the first event. I just joined in January. The first virtual event was in your basement, which was the first one, which is, or I don't know
That's
if it was your first one, it was the first one that I went to.
yeah.
And something hit me hard in that event that was like, told me like, you need to like ditch, trying to work with athletes, put that to the side now, and you need to help. You need to help people just like your mom. So from that moment on, I've been, that's been my drive and my focus to help busy moms like her, because I believe that if she had some help, if she had, somebody like me come and help her and guide her, I do believe that she would still be here today. So I coach my clients, I work with busy moms, and I do it from the perspective of not just helping them. I do it from the perspective of like, I want to help your kids not
Mm,
have to go through what we went through, because
mm,
it was it was like the hardest like time of my life ever. And what made it even worse or even more traumatic was, I don't think I told this part on the story last time, but I've kind of been kind of open about it lately because I know it can help. But I do I had to watch the doctors in the emergency room try to bring her back to life.
mm.
We got a call that her heart had stopped, but they brought her back. So she was just in an emergency room. So my brother and I were in the emergency room, and we were just waiting because they brought her back. Okay, like she's good, like she made it. Let's just kind of wait and until they let us in. And then they called a code blue in the emergency room, which is cardiac arrest. So we watched doctors and nurses like flood into her room, and we watched them try to bring her back to life, and then they stopped trying. And then at that moment, my brother and I, we just fell to the floor, and it just, that was it. And then, yeah. And then after that, like I said, that was so, going through that just destroyed me. And at the same time, it was like a blessing that I found you.
Mm.
And then you taught me how to basically take this pain and take this personal training and combine it and like make a real difference in the world. And that's kind of how we got here, I
Boom.
guess.
So, dude, first of all, thank you for that. I appreciate you opening up, appreciate you being vulnerable, appreciate you kind of like holding the space. So that means a lot to me. And I just don't want that to go unseen. And I think it's really fucking cool what you've done, you know? And I think it's really cool because like a lot of people when they go through adversity like that, you know, that's enough to break most people. And that's enough to cause most people to throw in the towel or give up or resort to drugs or drinking. But you didn't. You chose a different path. And you chose the path that, you know, I think your mom would be super fucking proud of if she could see you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like just to kind of jump on what you just said there is like at that time, like I was I was a recovering alcoholic too. I've been 5 years sober.
Yeah.
So like I was only like 2 years sober at that time. So like that trauma, and I was like, I had a newborn at this time. Like my son was 10 years old when my mom passed away.
Yeah.
So like I had all this stuff going on in my head and in my life. And then yeah, and just people, like you said, adversity can either make you go one way or the other.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your story getting started. Because when you first started with me, you had pretty much zero social media followers on your personal account. And like you were starting literally from fucking scratch. And now to have a business that's doing $30,000 a month, working with hundreds of women, you know, a lot of people in the audience would like to have something like that. So what was it like when you first got started? Did you struggle with content at first? Like talk to me a little bit about your like getting off the ground journey.
Yeah, so like my personal Instagram, I think I had 400 followers when I started. Like I'd post maybe like once a week, or like sorry, like once a month, and it'd be like either of my dog or my wife or my girlfriend at the time. It was like very, very little. But with content, I had with my baseball trade academy, I had about a year's experience of like making videos and trying to grow that. Because I
Yeah.
started making videos when COVID shut down our old facility, our baseball facility. I started making videos and started making just to try to kind of help our athletes. That's kind of when I first started kind of getting into recording and getting comfortable. My videos still suck, but I at least had a little bit of background on that.
Yeah.
But then once I started this personal training, I had 400 followers, and then I just kind of took the knowledge of learning from you guys, which you guys teach with the content, the strategies, and all that from 400 followers. And I just kind of slowly kind of built up. And I think I hit my first $10,000 month with, I think I had 1,000 followers. And I hit $10,000 a month with my
I
friend.
remember when you hit your first $10,000 month because I Facebook audio. Did I call you or did you
I
call me?
asked you, I asked you, like, hey, dude, I was so pumped. I was like, because like when I started, I was like, yeah, I want to do this, but I didn't really see like the potential of it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
make a little extra money on the side while I help people. Like that's
Yeah.
cool. And then once I hit that $10,000 month, I was like, okay, this is real. There is no ceiling. Like I can do this. And then being in the environment of you guys, but yeah, like message you, I'm like, hey man, I was so fired up. Like I was excited. I was like, hey, can I call you? Like, because like when you join, it's like 10,000, like 10K months is like the
Yeah.
first like the milestone that you want to hit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hit it, and it only took like 5 months, I think it took me.
Yeah.
And then with like no followers. So I was super stoked. And yeah, and I called you. And I think you were in the airport, actually. I think
All
you
right, there
were
we go. This fucking airport connections, bro.
full circle.
Meant to be. That's fucking funny.
I'll say yeah. So I called you. I was just super jacked up, and that was like the first time where I like really saw like the potential. And then I think from that moment, because I still had my full-time job at the time, I
Yeah.
think from that moment I was like, okay, like I'm doing this. And
Yeah.
then I had a plan at that time to quit my job at the end of the year. I had a really good job, and I had like work for a really good company. And like I
Yeah.
love my boss, but I was like, that's not what I meant to do. Like when my mom passed away, I'm like, this is what like I'm meant to do. I like she died for a reason, and that's what I'm meant to do. So like that was like the first like moment where I'm like, okay, like this, there is no ceiling, and there is no possibility of no ceiling in the terms of like how much money you can make, but how much impact you can make. And that's what I've kind of really focused on is the impact. If you focus on the impact, the income is going to come, but like that's not what's important.
When you hit that for $10,000 month, I'm curious, like, were you like gunning for it? Were you like, I'm gonna hit 10K, or did it just kind of happen?
I think like the first month, I think I made like a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. Second month, I maybe like 2,000. I'm like, okay, like this is cool. Like I've got a little bit extra spending money. And then yeah, then I just started to grow. And then once I hit 5,000, I'm like, okay, like I'm doing this. And then a couple months later, just kept grinding, and then I hit it. And
Cool.
then I haven't looked back.
What do you think were some of the daily like non-negotiables that you like did that helped you hit 10K? Because a lot of people listening are like, No way you hit 10,000 with fucking 1,000 followers. So like daily non-negotiables for you when you were at that level, what were they?
Posting every single day. I think at that time I was posting twice a day. I'm posting twice a day now, but I was like, I went from posting like once a day, and then I was like, no, I'm going to step it up, post 2 times a day. And I was posting every single day. I don't think I've missed a day in 3 years. Maybe like one,
Yeah.
maybe 2 days of posting at least once. And I don't miss with that. And then just doing like, like when you sign up with the 10K Academy, you get like a non-negotiables list and you just do it. Like that's what I've learned is like it's like with you guys. It's like
Let's do it.
you literally
Fucking
like
do it.
literally here's the instructions, here's a blueprint. If you just do it, you're gonna get results.
Yeah.
And the people that do it get results, and the people that don't, maybe they will just because like, and that's what I found like when I'm like having really good months, it's like I'm doing it. I'm like actually doing it. When I'm have like not so good months, I'm just kind of like here, there, kind of half-assing some of the daily non-negotiables. But when you like actually just like follow the literal like list of things to do, like DMs every day, posting every day, just being consistent with that, like that's it.
That's so fucking easy because everybody in the audience is like, no way, it's that simple. No way.
Yeah.
But it's that simple over an extended period of time.
Mhm.
It's not that simple over a month or 2 months or 3 months, but over 5 months, that's like the $10,000 a month. So I'm curious, like now you're making 30,000. So you're from making 10,000 to $30,000 a month, and you went from the CLA to the Million Dollar Mastermind. So talk to me a little bit about the difference between your business at 10K a month and 30K a month. Like what are the differences in terms of like the structure?
So yeah, so like funny when I joined the mastermind, because like I joined the mastermind, like is that there's an event in December, and I'd already like quit my job, but I was finishing out the year. So like I joined the mastermind like right when I quit my job.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I have no more, like that safety net's gone. Now I'm like investing in the mastermind. And so like that was like terrifying too. But like you just do it, and then you just kind of like put in the work again, and you just kind of learn so much more. And I think like the biggest thing about joining the mastermind is like you're in like a pool full of sharks, like, and everybody is like succeeding, and that just inspires you to push even harder. So that was like I think the biggest thing is like seeing all these like people like doing these massive months, and also I think the biggest thing too is like seeing that they're real people too, and they have real struggles too.
Mm.
Because like I know when you join like the 10K, you like you look at like the mastermind members of like, oh, these like they're like up here, but then you kind of get in their group and like, yeah, they're up here, but they're also like struggling too. Like they also have questions that need answering, and they're also like humans as well. So like
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing for me is like, okay, like these people are also like human,
Yeah.
and they also need help with their business too.
So would you say it's like being able to be in the mastermind and see other people doing it is what gave you kind of permission to go after it?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Because like you see guys like Don, and then you see guys like Trent and like Patty, like all those guys are like I said earlier, like, there is no ceiling, and you see like they're just regular dudes too. So like, why not me? Like, why can't I be that guy in a couple
Yeah.
of years? Like, why can't I be the guy who's making 100K a month or has 1,000 clients? Like, why can't I be that guy?
Yeah.
Because like you're in on these calls with these other guys, and you're like, these guys are humans.
Yeah.
They're just like me.
Yeah.
And that kind of pushes you to a little bit more self-belief, like that it's possible for me. You just have to
Yeah.
do the work.
So the mastermind was obviously a significant bigger investment than the Change Lives Academy. So in your opinion, honest opinion, you can tell me if it sucks. Do you think the investment was worth it?
Oh yeah. Well, like every investment, like I've given you so much money, and I'll keep giving you so much money, because every time I invest in either like an event, the mansion that we did, or the mastermind, you always get the return on investment, whether it's right away or whether it's like the things that you learn over time. And yeah, it's 100%, because like if you count how much money I made in the last 3 years, it's like I like I've made way more of it back than I've invested.
Do you know how much you made in the last 3 years off the top of your head?
Almost half a mil. Like my
That's
first my
fucking
first
crazy.
year, my first year, I my first year I had a full-time job, and I made over 100K on the
Yeah.
side
Yeah.
doing this. And then my second year I made 200K. So that's 300K right there. And then this year I'm on pace to make another 200K. I don't know the exact number, but yeah. So like almost half a mil, which is like it blows my mind to even say that. Like
Yeah.
it's just crazy like that,
Yeah.
like that this life is like possible for like a guy like me, who like at 30 I was a divorced alcoholic with no dreams, no goals, no vision, and I'm gonna be 40 next year, and like where I'm going to be at 40 with another year of this is like, it's just like the change that is possible if you like put yourself in the right environment. It's like,
That's so sick.
it's crazy.
By the way, he hasn't paid me anywhere close to 500,000, so that's good news.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's what I said, but I just meant like,
No, that's
that's how
good.
much I've
I
made.
just want to say that. I just want to put that out. There's not even close. Okay, not even close.
Yeah, no. And I'm like, I'm never gonna leave this community. Like, it's just, it's changed my life in like, in ways that I didn't even really like think were ever possible for me.
Mm.
Like I said, like I'm just a regular dude. Whoever's listening to this, if you're just a regular dude, like 5 years ago, before I started like making videos, I was the last person on earth that would put myself on camera and talk to the camera. Like,
Yeah.
it just wasn't who I am. Like, oh, like I could never be a social media guy. I'd make fun of like quote unquote influencers. And then I started
Make fun of
making the
me.
YouTube. Yeah. Like, but like I was like, oh, that's like that's so stupid. I would never do
Yeah.
that. And then I started making videos for my baseball content. And then I started to get more comfortable with that. And then like, yeah, like 5 years later, I like that social media is at like 110,000 followers.
Wow.
This social media on fitness now that like is almost at 10,000 followers. So like, it's just something that I would have never done before, like ever, is now like my full-time job, and it's making me a lot of money, and I'm making like a huge impact in the world. So it's like, yeah, like it's crazy. And
Fucking
if you
cool.
think about where you are now, like if you want to be somewhere, like it's literally possible for anybody.
Yeah.
And
So
like you guys help me like believe that.
that's so fucking cool. Okay, a couple follow-up questions. Number one, can you talk to me a little bit about the structure of your business? Like, do you have team members that work with you? So, how many team members? Give me a quick synopsis, not the whole details, but a quick synopsis.
Yeah, so like for the longest time, I was like, because I'm like a grinder. I'm like, oh, I can do this all myself. Like, I don't need a VA. I don't need a shadow coach. I don't need this. I can do it all myself. But then you just kind of get stuck. You can only do so much because you're only one person. So I have a VA now. I have an editor now, and I have a shadow coach who's starting next week.
Cool.
But yeah, like I just kind of for so long, I just kind of, I don't know if it's an ego thing or like I can do it myself because I hit like $30,000 by myself, but
Yeah.
then I haven't really been able to like break through that kind of limit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I want to get to the next level. I have to do what everybody else is doing, and that is hire a team. So yeah, so my VA's been, you gave me the contact to him, and he's been awesome. Like, so far this month, we're only halfway through the month. I'm already at 20,000. So like I'm on pace to break my record. And he
That's
like
cool.
having him do like a lot of the work that I would have been doing is helping me focus on a lot of like other stuff. So it's like having a team is like what I've realized, like now that I have like a team, is like it's essential once you get to the level, because you are only one person.
Yeah. So, a few follow-up questions because I know that there's some people in my audience that like are regular guys or girls, by the way, ladies, for you guys too. They're regular guys and regular girls, and they want to do this, but they're also like, there's that fear and that hesitation around, investing in a mentor or investing in the next level or just like putting themselves all in and burning the boats. If you could talk to the regular guy and the regular girl that's listening to this right now that wants to get what you have, but also has that fear, what would you say?
I was scared too. And that's fine. Like anytime something is going to make you feel uncomfortable, but you have to step outside your comfort zone if you want to be successful in anything. And like as like personal trainers, like we expect our clients to invest in themselves for us to help them. So why would you not invest in yourself in ways to grow? It might not be for fitness, it might be for something else. But anytime you invest in yourself, time and money, you're gonna get it back. And you're gonna make that money back. Like I think I made my investment back for the very first year, like in the first like 2 months. I made the year's investment back in the first couple months.
Mm.
So like you are going to make it back if you put in the work.
What about the people that have invested in another mentor, didn't get the results, and now they've got a bad taste in their mouth because they got burned?
Yeah, I mean, like just look at the results that you like. Just literally follow. Like if they follow you, they know that you get results.
Yeah.
And if they listen to your podcast, like you listen to now, like I said, I was a regular dude with a regular job, like a normal dude with a normal job. Like nothing even close to what I'm doing now. And now I'm like literally living the dream. Like I'm able to, sit here in my gym and wait for half an hour for you on this podcast.
Bro, why you
I'm
gotta do
just
me like
kidding.
that?
I'm just kidding. But like, you know what I mean? Like I'm able to just do this, and
Yeah.
like whenever I want. Like I can literally do whatever I want. If I want to go on a trip to wherever, I can just do it. And like, okay, I just got to sign one client and my trip is paid for. Like, and like again, I was just a regular dude with a regular job grew up in a small town, like just like a nobody. And I still like feel like I'm like that nobody because I am in this pool full of sharks, but like I can see like the potential of what's possible just being in the community, in the mastermind.
Mm. Okay, so first of all, if you're interested in learning more from me and you want to learn how to get results like Doug, send me a DM on Instagram that says 10K and let's have a conversation. The last question I have for you, Doug, can you talk about the impact this has made on your family? Because now you obviously do not have to work full time at another job, so you're going to spend all day with your family. So can you talk a little bit
Yeah.
about?
Like every single morning, like I get up and I do a morning routine. I go to the gym and I wake my son up. He'll be 3 next month. And I just get to, have breakfast with him. I get to like hang out with him. I get to walk him to daycare. And if I would have had my other job, it would have been like rush, get him to daycare and get to work. But now it's like, I'm just like chilling and I'm like, get to spend so much time with him that I wasn't able to do before. And if I want to keep him home, like, cause I still take him to daycare because I still want to, work on my business. But like if I want to keep him home one day and just go to the park, like, hey, I'm just gonna do that. I don't have to worry about it. If we want to go on a trip, like let's just go. Like it's just the freedom is crazy. And if he's sick, a lot of people have to like, take a day off work or whatever. And I was like, nah, I'll take him. Like it's fine. Like
Yeah.
I can work from home. And so it's just the time that I get to spend with like my son, that like our moments that like you could never get back, I can just spend with him because I have the freedom to do it.
And the coolest part is that like he's only going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 once, and you get to spend all
Exactly.
that with him now.
Yeah. And like I really like in the mornings, like when we have our breakfast, like and I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, man, like this is, if I had to be at work at 8 o'clock, like I'd be upstairs getting ready while he's in here having breakfast by himself or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like laying on the couch with him and we're just chilling. And it's just like such a good life that I get to provide for him. Not even just like financially, but like just to be there and be present with them. And just do whatever, like just the freedom, like just overall freedom
Yeah.
is like something that is just, again, regular dude, small town, regular job to now be able to do that. Cause I know a lot of guys my age who have like full-time jobs and maybe they're at work at 7. I work long hours. They're not getting these moments. And they're moments that you'll never get back. Like most like guys I know who start at like 7 or 6 or whatever, are like in construction or whatever, are gone before the kids even get up. And I'm sitting here laying on the couch having eggs and toast with my son. Like it's just like it's literally the dream
Yeah.
life that I'm living right now.
Yeah, it's so cool. Bro, where do they find you? If my podcast audience wants to verify that you're a human or they're just inspired by your story.
My Instagram is Doug Clark Fitness.
Doug Clark Fitness. Clark with a K or an E?
DOUGCLARK.
Well, I fucked it up when I spelled this podcast name, so that's great.
Well, update that. I think you did that last time, dude.
I did do that last time. I think you told me that last time too.
Yeah.
Bro, I have the memory of a squirrel. I swear to God. That's like if I have a deficiency that I'm going to tell you guys about, it's like, but you tell me your name, I'm going to forget it instantly. I need
Oh
to,
yeah. You
Yeah.
got a lot going on though, man. So like I understand it and I respect it.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's all. If you are interested in learning more from me and my team, send me a DM on Instagram that says 10K and I will reach out to you to see if I can help. Doug, I fucking appreciate you. I hope everyone has the best day of their entire lives, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.